Hindi ko nakikita sarili.
You are live. Nakakatawa.
Nasaan na ako?
Okay, naririnig ka. Siyempre, tatakpa ka dyan.
Okay.
Ito po mga boomers. All right. So, good day, everyone. And I don't know if it's already going live. You think it's going live? Yeah, yeah. It's okay. The Vibers, our director. So, but anyway, okay, good day. I am attorney Melody Moya-Manuel. And here's my better half, attorney Romel Santos Manuel. And
Greetings.
actually, the episode for today is about Moya. We will be explaining and introducing our law firm because there are so many confusions. Who is attorney Moya? Who's attorney Moya Manuel? Who's attorney Manuel? So first, let's since this is the pilot episode and most of you already watched the brief introduction about myself as a graduate from the University of the Philippines at Los Baños. So I will continue about that introduction and then later on with my better half, Attorney Romel S. Manuel. So let's start and assuming that everyone has watched already the uh, the premiere of about myself, about Moya, Tatak Moya, or Moya's trademark. My better half was saying it should be Melody Moya Manuel, but as I said, I'm going to introduce first so that it's gonna be very clear. All right, there he is. Okay, so I'm attorney Melody Moya Manuel, and hi to all my professors before, my students, and most of all to our clients. Our target viewers for this are really for our clients, and of course for my colleagues, so that in my next episode, I can invite you as my guest and to all my friends also, because this will not be only for the legal purposes, but it will also be tackling your personal, social, and whatever free forum that you would like to discuss. Right, Attorney Manuel?
Yes, as long as related to law.
As long as related to law for
Yeah.
Attorney Manuel. For me, as long as it's related to anything and we will have a background about legal.
Yes.
All right. So let's start. And since we don't know if this is going live.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it
Right.
is. But we don't see any chat yet. We prepare for a particular issue to discuss. So before we discuss that, I will introduce now myself. I am attorney Melody Moya Manuel, and they fondly called me Moya in college and even in law school. That's the reason why I particularly picked up the title Moya because you remember in law school, right?
Yeah. They call me Romel.
Really, you're not being called Manuel?
No.
Oh, it's
Never.
still very vivid to me during undergrad and in law school. They call Moya, something like that, right? Classmates, yeah. So Moya. But anyway, so many people are asking why I became a family lawyer. Okay, this is the story. When I was still uh, studying law, I thought I will be going to the corporate law. But when I was about to take the bar exam, I got a scholarship in Monbusho in Japan. So, and the reason for that because I was a teacher, I was a college instructor in Colegio de San Juan de Letran, and I was teaching law subjects, history during that time, and the embassy of Japan, I got my sister found a scholarship for me, and I don't have a topic at that time, and it's very vague for me what to study in Japan, but still I applied, and then when I was working in the embassy of Japan in Japan International Cultural Center JICC, I was a scholarship assistant, and there was this Japanese who asked about a particular issue that he is having about his divorce with a Filipina spouse, and so I was so excited to give him the legal advice that I know, and I was told not to give anything because any statement that I will be giving would be the official statement of the Embassy of Japan. So that made my curiosity about the family law because I know that under the Philippine law, we don't have divorce.
Yeah.
Wala po tayong divorce. We don't recognize divorce.
You have annulment.
Yes. And legal separation. What
Mhm.
else?
That's it.
That's it. All right. Or separation. Just separation.
De facto.
De facto. All right. So I said, how would I reconcile that? So I will not discuss in detail about the Article 15, about Article 26, because definitely those are the backbones of the law that we should understand how these two things interplay. All right. So our Article 15, it's saying that laws relating to family rights and duties will follow the citizen. So whether I am living here now in the United States, if I'm still a Filipino, so all the laws, the family laws will be applying to me.
Yep.
And at the same time, in Article 26, that allows the foreign spouse of the citizen to obtain divorce, and that will allow the Filipino to remarry or the Filipino to remarry.
Mhm.
So I don't want to discuss that in detail. It's very easy to research on that, to look for it, ask the lawyers, ask the law students. What I'm going to really discuss is the how does it apply? Because I don't want my clients to be confused every now and then. They will ask me, attorney, how could we do this? We are married in the Philippines.
Mhm.
She went in California, she went to New York, and then she filed a divorce. As far as I know, there's no divorce in the Philippines. And how come that she was able to divorce me? And then later on, she was able to remarry. I thought it's not divorce is not recognized in the Philippines between two Filipino nationals. So how did that happen? So that's what we're going to discuss here. So I hope I'm not boring you. So let's see. So next time that you have that same question, all you have to do is go to this channel and watch it all over again. So how does that work? I am a Filipina. I'm married to a Filipino. I went to United States or I went to Japan or to any countries that has divorce, and I applied for divorce and the divorce was recognized here in the United States where I presently live, but under Philippine law it says that it's not recognized. So how do we resolve it? So this is the free legal advice that we're going to give you, that I'm going to give you. So I hope you will learn something from this channel because this is an actual experience among all our clients. So first of all, we have to state the fact that Philippine laws, we do not recognize divorce,
Yes.
right? How come that the Filipino or the Filipinos who went abroad can file a divorce? So first, it depends on the countries or the state, the procedure that they allow. So for example, in the United States, we have 50 states in the United States. So each state has different
Laws.
laws. Yeah. So for example, in New York, there are particular requirements how you can be able to obtain your um, residency, which is one of the requirements, so that you can file a divorce.
Mhm.
So as long as you um, qualify for that, you stayed here in New York at least for a period of 1 year, right?
Mhm.
Then, even though you are still a Filipino, because the foreign country, because the foreign state, New York State allows divorce, that Filipina can file a divorce against the Filipino citizen who's living in the Philippines.
Yeah.
But the question is, even though you file divorce, the Philippines doesn't recognize it.
Yeah. Is that effective in the Philippines?
Yeah.
The foreign divorce that was acquired here, for example, in New York State,
Definitely on the point of view of the Philippines, it's not.
Yeah,
Because
under
we don't have
Philippine law.
divorce, yeah.
Yeah.
But that will allow the Filipino who's living here,
But
which
that is valid here in the United States
because
because the jurisdiction over the person by the courts here are not based on citizenship. Meaning, whether you're an American citizen or a Filipino citizen or whatever citizen of a foreign country, as long as you reside here for at least a year, the court acquires jurisdiction over you. Jurisdiction means you can file a case in court and the court can adjudicate that case. So, for example, they file a divorce case here. Then, if you both parties or one of the parties have lived here for at least a year, then it's considered that they have the court have acquired
jurisdiction.
jurisdiction over the person.
So for purposes of the layman term, okay, what is jurisdiction? I know my pañeras, and those who are watching here now, it's easy for you to understand. But the purpose of this is to bridge in the gap so that those clients or those other people who will be watching this would understand what is jurisdiction. Jurisdiction means you have the power to decide in that particular region. So, for example, even though you're saying that the laws govern the Filipinas, you're still governed, the family law still governs with this Filipina. But because she's living in New York, so New York has the jurisdiction. You are in the territory of that particular place. So that particular place has the jurisdiction. Just for example, the Bible. You remember what happened to Jesus Christ when he's being sentenced? What did Pontius Pilate said? I don't have
the jurisdiction over you.
I
Because
don't have
you're,
jurisdiction because you are not a citizen here, and he was
Right,
moved back.
you.
Yeah. So something like that. It's the same. So I have the authority. If I'm the New York State, I have the authority over you because you live here. You are my resident. Even though you are a Filipino citizen or a Filipina, I have a jurisdiction over you. I
Yeah.
can rule whatever petition that you would like to file in my jurisdiction.
Yes. Whether or not that jurisdiction or that later on judgment of divorce is recognized by a foreign state like the Philippines, it's another matter. But within
Correct.
the territorial jurisdiction of the United States, that divorce that was given by the New York State court is actually valid within the United States.
Correct. Correct. So, meaning to say, so attorney, it's not valid in the Philippines.
Yes.
Yes, it's not valid. As far as Philippine law is concerned,
Yeah.
you
You're
are
still
still married.
So if you go back to the Philippines, let's say you get a divorce here, and
Yes,
you go back to the
the
Philippines,
Philippines.
you're still married to your spouse. Your
Yes.
passport, your Philippine passport, you cannot still change that. You will still use the family name, for example.
And a very
of your
good question is
spouse.
if you can prosecute your wife for
No.
marrying. Because she married in the United States, she
Yeah.
went back home, and then the Philippine law doesn't recognize divorce. So as far as Philippine law is concerned, you are still married, but you remarry. So that's another topic.
That's
That's
another topic.
territoriality
Yeah.
law. So maybe I will be
It's criminal
inviting.
law.
Yes, I will be inviting some of my colleagues, judge,
Prosecutor.
prosecutors, to give us more background about that. But for now,
Yeah.
let's settle for our partnership, the Moya-Manuel law offices. So let's go back to that discussion that the Filipina obtained the divorce.
Okay.
So you're saying she went back home, even though she doesn't go back home. Once she get the divorce decree,
Mm-hmm.
that will allow her
Mhm.
to remarry.
Him or her to remarry here in the United States.
Yes. And that's the catch. Once she remarries, or this is not only for Filipinas, okay? This goes both ways. If it's the Filipino husband who went here in the United States or in other foreign countries, as long as that foreign country is recognizing divorce, then he can file a divorce, and that is legitimate, valid, and recognized in that particular place
Yes.
that he or she lives in. All right?
Mhm.
So, going back to that Filipina, let's put a name like Maria and Jose.
Mhm.
Okay, so Maria separated from Jose, and then Maria stayed here in the United
New York.
States, in New York.
Mhm.
So now I filed my divorce.
No, Maria files the divorce.
Yeah, Maria, not me. Okay.
Okay.
That's why I like having my better half with me here.
Okay.
All right. So
And the divorce was granted.
granted.
That,
All right. The
divorce
divorce
decree.
the divorce decree was already granted. So the Filipina can remarry.
Marry an
Maria
American here.
can remarry an
Yeah.
American, and now that's the immigration law. Once you marry a U.S. citizen, of course, that's not so easy fix. It's really, it has to be like
Based on love.
based on love,
Yeah.
legitimate
Bona
reason,
fide.
bona fide marriage, and whatsoever. So
So,
so once he remarries and became a U.S. citizen, so
yeah,
now it's saying U.S. citizen. The Filipina Maria is no longer
Filipino.
a Filipino. She's now
So,
a U.S.
Philippine.
citizen by marrying a U.S. citizen. So, question:
Yeah.
Article 15, would it still apply?
No, it wouldn't because she's no longer a Filipino
Yeah,
citizen.
what is
So
that
family law
Yes,
of the Filipinos
will no longer
will
be
no longer be
applicable.
applicable to her.
That is the reason, ladies and gentlemen, why they are applying for divorce. And that is the reason why. Why are you applying for divorce when it's the Philippine laws are not recognizing it, is not recognizing it. That's the main reason. Because the Filipino would like to remarry, not only because she just wanted to remarry, because for some legitimate reason they really separated and all.
Mhm.
And that will allow you to become a US citizen. So the Philippine law has no more application to you
Over Maria.
over Maria.
Okay.
And it could be the vice versa if it's Jose who divorced Maria who's living in the Philippines. So I hope this how long are we now?
Short discussion.
Short discussion. It's around 16 minutes. I'm just devoting like 30 minutes going live here. Because I know it's 1:45 a.m. in the Philippines, or I think 2:45 in Japan, whatever it
Mhm.
is, or to other clients that we have all over the country. So I
Road.
the world, yeah. So that's the reason why I'd like to devote this time,
Mhm.
because right after my seminar, I said instead of just going back to my usual role of being a mother, a wife, I'd like to devote some time, like 30 minutes of my time, just to give some clarity about laws, about social relationship, personal relationship, because there are so many instances that when we file something, when we get something, oh, let's go to the lawyer, let's separate. We always involve the lawyer. But the thing is, lawyering is not about granting your divorce, giving in how to go over it, what you have. But definitely, law is for settling things, like winning both sides. That's why
Law
attorney
is primarily to provide order in society.
order in society, functionality in society. So most of our clients, sometimes my husband, my partner will tell me that, oh, instead that we got a client for divorce, we just talk to it and they amicably settle. Yeah, because the purpose is, you always have to ask first what's the purpose. I mean, you're gonna file for annulment, which is, that's another issue.
Mhm.
But you really have to ask, what is your issue? What do you need? Why would you like to do that? Before, I mean, and that's a job of the lawyer, not only to give in to whatever you want, but to help you to obtain what is best for you, to give you exactly what will be for your best interest. Not just because, oh, I just want to file an annulment because this is what attorney said to me, and this.
So, attorney, kung if the Maria
Uh-huh.
already married an American here, for example,
Oh, what's the name? John.
John.
He doesn't want
Okay.
to have Jose anymore.
So, can Jose in the Philippines, once Maria remarries, can
Can
he
he?
remarry too in
It's
the
a very good.
Philippines?
You want to go to another topic?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he can. I think he can.
Maybe that would be a very nice
Yeah.
point of discussion when I invite a prosecutor with my colleagues. I'm going to ask one of my colleagues in law school, whoever would like to volunteer, feel free to volunteer so we can discuss that, whether or not the Philippine spouse, once the Filipino spouse remarry here, actually no longer the Filipino spouse, but the U.S. citizen spouse, because she already obtained the U.S. citizenship, can marry. And that will be covered by Article 26.
Mhm.
Because by that time, that Filipino spouse is no longer a Filipino
No,
spouse.
the Jose, can he remarry?
Yeah, under Article 26. Because
Okay.
as what I was saying, Maria is no longer a Filipina, no longer a Philippine citizen.
Mhm.
She is already falling under the category of Article 26, Paragraph B, which is a foreign spouse. Once a foreign spouse obtain
Mhm.
divorce towards
Which
the,
will allow
it will allow, but
Jose to remarry.
who's set to remarry.
Mhm.
But the point is, that's the law that I would like to discuss for the lawyers and for those who are practitioner. By the time that she became a U.S. citizen, at that time she was a Filipina, right? So how would
Mhm.
you apply Article 26 on that? Because Article 26, does it refer to an original foreign spouse or someone who became a foreign
Well, I
spouse?
think the spirit of the law.
So what's the spirit of
The
the
spirit
law?
of the law
Are you
is
there?
for equity, okay? The spirit is to provide justice, okay?
Mhm.
So why would you allow the other party to remarry because you already have a divorce and not allow the Filipino spouse not to remarry? That would be inequitable, di ba?
Yeah, and I think there's so many jurisprudence already about
Mm,
that,
yeah.
and that you can check with your lawyers when they file for
Mm.
your annulment or petition. There's so many jurisprudence because that's the beauty of law in the Philippines. When you file the brief, the pleadings, all of those written jurisprudence, you have to write it down, everything. So, all right, so we only have 9 more minutes. I
Mm.
only would like to devote 30 minutes of this our time because as I told you, just after my seminar from my
Mm.
recruitment, I would like to devote some time for this so that I can help more people, especially it's Loyalty Day in the University of the Philippines. And it's so funny that whenever we help people, they will say, "Oh, attorney, you're so kind. Ang bait-bait nyo, attorney. Ang galing-galing nyo." Actually, we are not mabait. We are not kind. It's just that we would like to give back what we got from when we were a student. We were scholar ng bayan.
Mhm.
We were funded by the
Taxpayers' money.
taxpayers' money, the Filipino
Yeah, by
money,
the Filipino money.
by the so everyone helped us. So it's not only that we're giving back to our family, but to the taxpayers as well,
To our countrymen,
to our countrymen, to
Filipino
help
countrymen.
them. Because I don't want you to be charged because here in the United States, the per hour of a lawyer, of an attorney is around $350 to $450 per hour just for the mere consultation. And I said, why not, during this pandemic, we have more time now because our 4 kids are inside our house. No need to go out. So I said, let's devote to a very productive way where both of us have legal knowledge and experiences, husband and wife. It's not easy. Everyone's saying that think it's nice to see, but it's not easy to.
So, attorney, mabalik tayo dun sa...
Okay, let's go back.
Yeah, so property wise,
Mhm.
how about the properties in the Philippines? What would happen to them once the Maria get a divorce?
So
Already?
that's the third episode. You really wanted to go to the third episode.
Yeah.
I like that. So what will
Anyway.
happen? So she will. As far as I know, the property relation. Yeah.
Subsist.
Yeah, it still
Yeah, because
exists.
technically they're still married.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's the job of the Philippine lawyer. So if I were you, if I'm Jose, I'm going to dissolve immediately whatever partnership we have. Can I do that? I mean, we should ask the prosecutor or criminal lawyer or property lawyer about that
Okay.
because that's a very good question. We can make it as a topic for our
Mhm.
third episode. But for now, let's focus more on understanding Article 15
And 26.
and 26 of the
The
Family
Family Code
Code,
of the
Article
Philippines.
16 of the Philippine Civil Code, and Article 26
Of the
of the
family.
Family Code. Because that's where all the confusions are. Every time I have a consultation with clients, they will ask that. So I said, why not devote particular moment or minutes for this so that
Mhm.
they know it already, that if some lawyers or whoever advise them to be, they can cite us, they can cite what I said, they can cite our law office, that this is what we learned and this can be verified by the public.
The only caveat here, this is not a legal opinion, okay, or legal advice. that we
Disclaimer.
provided. It's a
Now,
disclaimer,
He's
okay?
giving now a disclaimer because we only have 5 minutes left.
When we do not actually have the particular fact pattern of your case, so do not take this
Exactly.
as it is and use this in court without the advice of a particular lawyer
specific lawyer.
you have retained already, okay? Because this is a general discussion of the subject matter and it's not meant to be a legal advice on a specific subject matter, okay?
Yeah, because actually this came out because of all our chatting in Facebook of all my friends from law school, from all my friends in high school, in college, and we're always talking about this stuff. We're talking about our married life, our social life, our legal life, buhay ni ganito, buhay ni ganire. So why not, share and make it official and share our experience.
Okay.
So, any closing, Attorney Romel Manuel?
I hope you learned something from this short, brief legal exchange or discussion. And I hope in the future, if you have a topic that you would like us to discuss, then we can maybe study on it and give you a brief background of it. And we hope to help you in your search for legal understanding and knowledge.
Yes. Wow. Nosebleed. So, ang purpose po nito para sa ating mga kababayan is para hindi maging boring yung pag-intindi natin ng batas. Kasi I already speak in English about the things that we have to learn about the law, about understanding it. So, let me speak in 5 minutes in my native tongue in Filipino. So, ang purpose po nito is para hindi maging boring ang pag-aaral ng batas o ang pag-intindi ng batas, at the same time para maging available sa lahat. Mura, maiintindihan at tama yung pattern according to the law na sinabi namin sa inyo. Kasi mas maganda yung guided ka at saka kilala naman ako mula ng mga kaibigan ko, kakilala ko kung anong trademark ni Moya. Masyadong formal yata ngayon si Moya or whatsoever. So, may kasama kasi ako very formal na he's even saying that why is it Moya? It should be Manuel, Moya-Manuel. And I said, it's about me. This episode is about Moya. So, sino ba?
Dapat tatak melody.
Tatak melody. Okay, gusto mo talaga about me, okay? All right. So, any questions, feel free po na i-post nyo na lang dyan.
We'll try to answer it as we can. And hopefully, you'll learn more from now and also to future discussions.
Tsaka meron pang sinasabi sila, di ba, any fictional character that is related, whatsoever.
Based sa skra.
Ay, hindi po.
Paglaban mo na yan. Attorney season na yan.
Nagpa-plug ka. I-plug mo yung law office natin. Ano ka ba?
Certain name.
Dapat ay Manuel, Moya-Manuel Law Offices. Si Manuel po, that's not his name.
Attorney Romel Manuel po.
His name is Attorney Romel. Manuel is his last name. My name is Attorney Melody Moya. And I married Manuel, his last name, so I became Moya-Manuel. So I hope they can understand that also in English or in Spanish. So because most of our clients here or the teachers around, they're having a lot of, you're Attorney Moya, right? Moya-Manuel. So, pakilala ka na. Introduce yourself, Attorney Romel.
I'm Attorney Romel Manuel.
And I'm Attorney Melody Moya Manuel. And thank you sa lahat. Thank you for everyone who watched this short vlog. They said vlog because it's a video. And thank you sa mga teachers ko, sa mga students ko. Who else should I be thankful? To the clients and supporters. So again, of course, the last but not the least, the one who gave us everything in this life. To God be the glory. So, thank you po.
Ingat kayo.
Ingat. Finally, we did it. Bye. Tapos,